So let's go live. Let's go check her out. We'll get the theme song going. There we go. Start broadcast. See what we got. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Here we go.
It's the morning cup of joe. It's the wake up show, you know. Grab a pack of smokes, gather round our folks. It's Voodoo Vintage and his morning cup of joe.
Let me a smoky smokes.
It's the morning cup of joe. It's the wake up show, you know. Grab a pack of smokes, gather round our folks. It's Voodoo Vintage and his morning cup of joe. It's the morning cup of joe. It's the wake up show, you know. Grab a pack of smokes, gather round our folks. It's Voodoo Vintage and his morning cup of joe.
What is going on, YouTube? It's Mike here, Global Voodoo. This is the morning cup of joe. Been a while, so we're gonna do it live here, and it'll come down. I'll re-edit it. We'll re-upload all the good info there for all you peeps out there. I'm going to go straight to the point with a lot of stuff here. Some of this information to the people that are out there might be really basic, especially if you've been picking and doing and reselling for a long time. Some of this might help you. Some of this is mostly geared for people that are starting in the game. What I want to talk about right now is inventory. It's starting to become the season where it's going to be nice out, depending on where you live. And there's going to be garage sales, flea markets, you name it, moving sales everywhere. And you're going to want to take advantage of those. You're going to want to take advantage of those because you can find items to sell. And now's the time really to start grabbing all this stuff and just going and moving, straight forward. Get all this stuff out the door. You can make a lot of money from now until Christmas of 2013. It just depends how much time and how much effort you want to put into the whole thing. I'm going to go over to some things. I wrote down a bunch of stuff here. Inventory. You can find these at garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales. Online, you can snipe eBay or Etsy or other websites, Craigslist, storage auctions, standard auctions, garage sales. I mean, it's on and on and on where you can get items at. You're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, I can't find anything. Well, you're just not looking hard enough, okay? You gotta go out there. Trust me. I mean, I could be out there 24/7. I wish I had 50 of me, because really, at the end of the day, I mean, there's people are selling stuff left and right. The economy's in the shit, and everything is out there. People are desperate. They're losing their homes, and you can find the items. Just trust me. But the key when finding the items is really the price. The price with this is how you buy the item that makes you smart and makes you profit. If you're buying the items, you have to understand what you're buying. Obviously, you can't run around with a Dell Axiom or a phone at garage sale. Once you start getting some experience in this, you're just going to start to know what these items are worth. You don't want to buy an item for $2 and sell for $2.50. I mean, that just makes no sense. You got to understand your homework. Now, if you're new at this, it's going to be some trial and error. I mean, there's been trial and error with me every day. So, and I've been doing this 10 years. You're going to get some losses on things, and then you're going to hit some home runs, but once you start finding out what items really sell for you well, then you'll understand the price point, what you need to get out of the item. And don't be afraid to, lowball people. If the person's accepted, that's their problem. Who cares? I always go in low, super low, when I'm trying to negotiate with somebody. And you just never know. I mean, I've done that at garage sales where I'm like, how much? They're like, I don't know, like $1. I'm like, oh, wow. I was thinking like more of a quarter. And then I put the item down and, I start looking at other things, and I come back to them and say, would you take that quarter? I give them like 5 minutes to breathe. Most likely they're gonna be like, yeah, okay, fine, that works. The sites to really study this information are sites like eBay, Amazon, and Terapeak. You can go on these websites, easily find the information. Whether you sit down for an hour and just look at the completed listings, that's the key. That's how you're gonna learn how these items sell and what they sell for. So if you're not doing that now, go take a look. What I want to talk about now is inventory and how to move inventory quick. And what's been successful for me, in the past and as of right now today. One, obviously, is when you have an item, you have to do your homework on it. Look at the complete listings and then see what the average price is. Grab the highest price that item sold for and then actually grab, the average price, balance it out. Also look at the active listings before you list an item. You don't want to be sitting there at $75 when there's 25 people at $25. I mean, you're never going to sell your item, especially if it's the same item. It's just never going to work that way. So you got to be smart. You just can't grab an item and say, well, I'm going to be the highest priced guy. Now, if you want to, that's fine. That's the way you run your business. Everybody runs it different. But what I'm going to give you guys here are tips to get your items in. They photograph them, they're up online, and you're going to get rid of these things and make money. Now start comparing these costs with these things. List the price, buy it now or best offer. Base it on the average sold price. If you do that every time, you're going to sell that item, all right? Now, you can also go and list it as the highest price and then come down. I'm a big believer from high to low, but it all depends on the quantity and the volume you got. So, for example, when I list these items on eBay, I don't put good till canceled on these. I list 30 days, because after 30 days, then I reassess. But I'm always reassessing my price. And I'm going to show you a quick way to do this, to move your items. What you need to do is, you can set it up every 3 days, every 7 days, every 10 days, whatever you feel comfortable at. But what I do is every 4 days, I lower every one of my items 50 cents. Okay? And I lower it and I lower it and I lower it until somebody bites on it. And then I basically stay at the price, right? Let's say at the end of the day I need to get $10 out of an item, and I start at 20. I will not go lower than the 10, what I recommend and tell people, because it's just what I do, and this is what I do at Amazon too. It's just lowering it, especially if you have watches on it. You never know when somebody's going to buy it. But to sit on an item that's under $20 to $30 for 6 months is ludicrous. If you're in this game to make money, you need to be moving items, every day. So what I recommend is just start lowering your items. Just try doing that. Take 50 cents off, $1 off. All right, so now it's the second week. It still hasn't sold. Knock it off another $1. Keep going down and down and down. And if you follow that advice I'm giving you, you'll realize really quickly you'll sell a lot of items. Trust me, I've done it. I've been doing this for a long time, and I was on eBay, my gosh, for 9 solid years, and that was my method to, with over, I think at one point, I don't even know how many freaking items I had, like 500,000, and I just went through there and I just did it. I was doing it every 3 to 4 days, so I'd go through there and just lower and lower and lower. You have to lower it, especially if you don't lower it. People say, eBay's got, I want to put my items on eBay because of all the traffic. I want to ask you about this question then. If that's so true, look at your items right now in your eBay store, or whether you have it on auction, and are you trying to tell me right now you have items listed where there's like 6,000 viewers? I highly doubt it. I freaking highly doubt it. So, you have to keep that in mind. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic and people are searching for things, but they're not always looking at your particular item, right? I don't know. Maybe comment out there, say, hey, Mike, yeah, usually it's like 10 or 15 views. Let's be realistic here. If you're getting 30 views on your item in 30 days, you might have a better chance of selling that item somewhere else, honestly. Whether it's your own website or wherever it may be, but, I don't want to get too much, off topic on all that. But lower your price, all right? And then, here's what I do. After 90 days, if this item does not sell on the internet, on eBay, or wherever my channel is, what I do then is I basically take the item down. Now, I'm not going to take down items that are home runs, and I consider home runs $75 and up. All right, those items will stay on there. I would need those to stay on there. But I'm talking about items that are under 30, 35 bucks, and then you just bring them down. If you can't move those in 90 days, something's wrong, all right? So you got to understand what is wrong. Now, what I do is I'll basically take them off. I already have the pictures done, so I'll throw them on Craigslist, and I'm throwing my Craigslist for like a super low price. And if they don't sell on Craigslist, at the same time that they're on Craigslist, I'm taking them to my flea market, all right? And I try to blow these items out, because I'm not dilly-dallying with like 500 items here, guys. I've got hundreds of thousands of items, and in order for me to make good money at this, I have to have a routine where I'm lowering prices, pulling things off the shelf, dumping them. If I don't do that, and anybody out there that's been doing this for a long time, you will have a warehouse or a house full of stuff that you'll never be able to get rid of. I'm telling you, you'll be piling onto it. You'll be going through boxes years later going, oh my God, I still have this? This is crazy. But that's my method of the madness, of basically just lowering the price, lower until somebody bites. If nobody bites, then take it off. Maybe it's not meant for eBay. Maybe it's not meant for Amazon. Find a different channel for it. That's the whole key with all this, is finding the different channel and selling the item. Like I said, most of the time the items I'm buying out there are very, very cheap. I barely have any money in the items I'm buying. Let's say it's a Weber grill. I'm not going to pay any more than 15 bucks for one. I can find them all day long. Start looking at like their higher end grill, Genesis brand. Those things are $500-$600 brand new. I might go 50. That's the most I'll go. Easily turn around and sell for $125 the next day. Just clean it up, take a picture on Craigslist. This is the mentality you have to have, all right? And people are going to say, oh, you don't tell me what to do, Mike. Hey, then don't listen. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you advice. You either want to take it or you don't. Follow a method like that. Maybe you don't want to use this method I just talked about. Maybe come up with your own method of how you lower your prices. You know, maybe you use the markdown manager. That's a great tool too if you're using eBay. Start at 10% sales, 15%, 20%. I've had it down to 75% items. And you know, when you have it that low, sometimes, you know, you might get 40 sales in a day rather than one sale where you didn't have that, right? So if you got one item for 30 bucks, you sell one $30 item a day, and then, you know, you sit around and you mess the numbers and do the markdown manager, you mark it down 50%, and now you sold 25 items a day at $10 profit. I mean, that's where you're making money. Don't cut yourself short. You know where you can get these items at. Flipping them, getting that cash, and running it more. You know, everybody knows their item that they're selling. And you know where you can get more of them at. I mean, it's that easy. But, you know, here's an easy goal that, you know, if you're new to this, or even if you're a seasoned picker or reseller or eBayer or whatever you want to call it, just take $100 or $50 and go out and see what you can do with it. I mean, really, just go out and see what you can do with it. Try to double, triple your money on that. But try to do that in a very fast time frame. If you could do that in a fast time frame, I'm not talking about like you take $100 today, you go to the thrift store, okay? You hit 20 of them or whatever the deal is. I'm talking about you take that $100, you bring that stuff home, you know, you list that stuff, get half the stuff on. Try to blow that stuff out. Wouldn't it be great to bring your items and within 24 hours you already have them all online and you can turn around and sell them and you're getting cash for them? Let's say you put them on a Friday, you're starting to get paid on a Monday for that. I mean, that's how you have to think about this, guys. I'm telling you. You have to think like that. If you don't think like that and you say, well, I got $100 here and I'll wait 6 months for this, fine, maybe that works for you. But I'm going to tell you something. If you want to be able to do this full time, and you want to be good and make as much money as you can, you have to sit there and flip these items. You just can't hold on to them. That's the best advice I can give to somebody, really. As you get better and bigger at flipping, and you can understand that $100 now, you just did all that math and you did the homework on that. Okay. Now you can graduate a little more. Now next time spend $200, because see what you can do with $100, and then up the ante and try $2. You know, I do that all the time. There's times I have a couple $1,000s in my pocket and I'm going, okay, now let's find out what I can buy. I'll go to the auctions or wherever it is, or the more money you have in this game, the more money you're going to make. It's, you know, the old saying in life. You know, it really is. The more money, the more problems. Sure. Taking $100 and making $200, and that's what your whole game plan is for the week, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. I'm telling you that right now, you're going to be in trouble. Start with that, okay? And then you go out and grab items here and there. You always got to be constantly selling. If you're the type of person that says, all right, I bought all my items, now I'm going to sit in front of this computer and just wait. Well, you're going to be looking at your watch and looking around at the clock and saying, what the hell's going on here? I'm telling you guys, the more items you can list out there, the more opportunities you're going to have at making money. Say it's 50 items and that's all you have. Depends on your situation too. If those are the items all you have, you got to deal with it. If you want to pick and flip and resell, I'm giving you my clues and my advice of what I do. I'm going to tell you some items that are just easy scores, easy money. All right? It's CDs, it's video games, it's books, it's toys, it's clothing, movies, it's all that little stuff, all right? All that little stuff sells every day, hundreds of thousands of times over. People enjoy all that stuff. Those are, I think, what I like to call the basics of selling, the basic items. I mean, I'm not even talking like high-end antiques or whatever thing. I'm talking about basic stuff that you can find anywhere. Now, if you live in an area where you're 100 miles away from the nearest place, well, that's your problem. Then maybe what you need to do is on a weekend, drive 3-4 hours or whatever it may be. But these are items you can find everywhere at any given time. But you got to remember, it's quality, not quantity. You don't want to sit there and buy 500 CDs and pay $1 a piece for them, or even maybe 50 cents, so $250. Unless you're looking at all these CDs and you know, okay, that one I know I can sell for $8, or that one. Because you know what? If you do that and you start throwing those CDs on Amazon and a lot of those are junkers, let's say it's 80% are junkers, you're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your butt. You just got to remember that it's quality over quantity, and that goes in, you know, with anything. Of course, anytime you can get 50,000 books for $10 or whatever it is, that's now, yeah, you're not going to lose. But when you're paying $1, 50 cents a CD or VHS, you got to know which ones you're picking. And if you're buying lots of them, of course you take a chance here and there if you can't see every title and you don't know what it is. You know, there's a lot of people, like I can tell you right now, I've got 6 boxes of stuff that I'm bringing to my auction. Those boxes are books, CDs, video games, VHS tapes that I tell you what, I cannot get rid of. They're not even worth me even putting them online, to be honest with you. I didn't even try to put them online. I saw the price of what they're at. I said, no what? No. I mean, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games, I'm not going to sit there and take a picture because I see people selling for $3 shipped. I mean, it makes no sense to do that. But I'm going to put them in box lots, take them over to my auction. Somebody at that auction is going to look at that and say, damn, look at all that shit. And they're going to bid on it, all right? I've got nothing really in these boxes. I've already made my money hand over fist on the rest of the stuff. This stuff is left over, what I like to call garbage. And to somebody that might be new, when they're at that auction and they see a lot of 300 CDs, they're going to go, wow. And the first thing they're going to think in their mind is, oh, I could do 50 cents a CD. They're going to have a number made up of what their highest bid is. That's good for me. It's not going to be good for him when he gets it and he starts looking up it, unless he's got some other way of moving the stuff. You got to think, this is how you move the inventory. If you're stuck with bummers and duds, if you got a bunch of dud firecrackers out there, what are you going to do? You typically throw them in the garbage. But in this industry, if you got some duds, you can group the shit out of them, throw them on, in a couple boxes, put them in some containers, take them over to your local auction. They'll auction that shit off, man. And if you get $8 out of, the 50 or 60 CDs or VHSs, hey, that's $8. More than what you're going to get. You're going to save your time rather than putting all that garbage online. You'll get something out of it rather than nothing. You don't want to sit there and put those 50 items online where it's $3 shipped. The shipping's this. You're lucky to make a quarter of the deal because you got to factor in your time, your shipping supplies, all that good stuff. That's super key. And then where to sell these items when you get these items I'm talking about? Simple. Amazon, eBay, Craigslist, all right? And you go a step further, flea markets. You guys can just think of the possibilities. These items I'm mentioning here, games, the CDs, all that stuff, I'm telling you, I am blowing up on Amazon. I'm at a point right now where I'm like, you know what? I need more items on there. I'm putting on so many items a day between me and my one employee, and we're selling. It's like the more we put on, the more we're selling, and it's getting out of control. But it's good because it's making me money. That's what I'm telling you, is that these things are selling. And I'm not selling penny items on Amazon. I'm just talking about used or even brand new sealed type of media. That is what I'm selling on Amazon, and the books and stuff like that. I've sold this week probably 9 or 10 $40 books that I got out of a lot that were basically a whole lot of books that I bought for $2. It is amazing what Amazon's doing for me. Right now is probably my #1 revenue source, which I never thought in a million years that it happened. Here's the other things too, tips on how to become a good and a successful online seller. It's very simple. Ship the item out fast. Don't be cheap and skimp on the packaging. You don't want to do that. Package your stuff up nice, have it presentable. Don't be writing stuff all over the outside of the package like a 2-year-old. You don't want to do that. I'm telling you. If that was the case, and you think people enjoy that, then don't you think Amazon would be writing on all of their boxes? Come on, guys. Communicate with the buyer, no matter what it is. Try to get back to them ASAP. So when they send you that message, if you have an iPhone, or you're sitting in front of the computer all day and you get the message, don't wait for 5 hours to reply to them. Just reply to them right away. They appreciate that. People appreciate that. You always got to spell everything out in the description. Don't sit there and you got a book and it's like half beat up and you don't even mention it's half beat up, because when the buyer gets it, they're going to be pretty pissed off. Always include a note too when you're sending the items. Maybe deflect them to a website you've got going on, or a coupon code or something. Always, and always say thank you. It goes a long way. And if you follow those steps by shipping out the items quickly, describing them correctly, not skimping out and throwing it in a shirt in a Walmart bag and just throwing a sticker on it, you're going to look like a fool. You want to be professional, and if you want to do this for a living, you got to act professional. You got to have an image. I'm telling you, you can't. Got to have an image with this. I'm telling you, it's very basic. Take the extra time, whether it's an extra minute or 2 minutes, to photograph and the best you can these items. Photograph them, and take the time to make sure that you're not taking a photograph of this thing sitting on your dining room table and it's a disaster zone. All right, there's 50,000 other things behind the thing. Separate them, man. Take a look at some of the top sellers that are on eBay. All right. Go look at what their pictures look like, because that'll give you a clue. And now let's say, oh, that's how they're selling so much. Yeah, plus they've built a clientele. They've been doing it for years and years. They didn't do it by just taking silly photos with their cameras and their invest in a camera. These are necessities you need to do to become successful online. And back to the inventory. When you start to get all these items in, I'm assuming I'm talking to the person that is carrying inventory in their house. You don't want to start looking like a hoarder, okay? You want to organize your work area. You want to be able to put these things in order, whether it's shelves or boxes or crates or whatever it may be, but put them in order. But you also want to have them in order where you actually know where it's at. So when it sells, you're not wasting 30 minutes looking for something. It's that simple. You do not want to do that. Keep that in mind. Organize, take the time out of your day, whether it takes you a whole day or 2 days or whatever it is, organize your area. Have a little area where it's all your shipping stuff, where you package stuff. Put some motivational stuff on the wall. Maybe a picture of your family. Treat this like it's your business, because it is your business. And you're counting on the money, so be professional about it. Don't be sitting there and you got freaking mounds of stuff everywhere and mounds of stuff over there. And then one sells, you're going, oh, I thought I had it around here somewhere. Shit, I gotta find it now. If you start doing that, you're gonna waste hours looking for shit. I'm telling you, you're gonna be sitting there going, oh my God. And the next thing you find it, and an hour went by. All right, time's moving fast, guys. That's my advice for the inventory. Keep it, keep it nice and clean, keep it organized. Keep these clipboards, and if anybody's interested in learning more about how I organize like my warehouse and my storage lockers, I got clipboards, and it shows me exactly where the stuff's at. My inspirational quote today is, great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. That's from Albert Einstein, all right? That's a great quote. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. You got to think like that, okay? How many times you turn the TV on, or you're sitting somewhere, you're listening to somebody, and you're like, this person has not a fucking clue. You got to wake up, all right? You got to wake up. You got to understand what's going on out there, man. You do. I want to thank you guys for watching this, and peace. I'll see you next time. Peace!